This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories.
And welcome to a short video I wanted to make looking at the modifications I made to the Dark Trooper Attack Lego set. This is a set from I think like 2 or 3 years ago. And I do have a review of it on my channel. If you want to take a look at that, I'll make sure to link that in the description. But I did find a second one when I was at a Barnes & Noble about a week ago from when this is coming out. And I said, you know what, I really wanted to do this. I was thinking about doing it in that review, and I did it. I combined 2 of the sets together to give a bigger hallway. This gives you a really nice look, and I did this almost exclusively without using any extra pieces from the set. The only other piece you will kind of need is a 2x4, preferably in black to match with the other colors. But if you want to take a look at the bottom, this is what it looks like. It should be the exact same. So the first thing you do when you get the set is, if you have 2 sets, you build one normally besides this back wall, which you'll save for later. Obviously I already had one built, so I just took the back wall off. And the second one, you build bag 1 inverted. Besides the floor I kind of, the floor, at least for the center, I didn't, I untiled, so I could be able to get this around. And although I would have wanted to, I was not able to extend the turbo lift to be bigger. If I got 2 of them at the same time, I may have got a bigger piece to make the turbo lift. But I decided to have a second one if I wanted to use it for another type of build. So you have 2 of these things where you can knock 2 Dark Troopers back and knock them over with the extra one I have from the light cruiser. But to take them all off, let's take a look at this and how I tiled off the floor. And as I said, for all of this, it was all pieces that were included that you need. And then just for aesthetic purposes, I found a few more black bricks to fill in this gap in here. And then you need a 2x4, because there's 2 actual black 1x1s. And then I did some modifications towards the bottom. I went and filled this in, and then I was mainly thinking about tiling. And the way I based it off of tiling is I put the 2x4s here and actually switched out what the bottom was. Usually it's these white pieces that attach to a little plate. Instead, I switched out with one of the ones from over here and have this level over here. So I have this fully closed off. This area was what took me the most amount of time to figure out, because everything from here to here is the exact same, besides obviously one of them being inverted. And although you could use the instructions, I just built the opposite of what was here when I did the other side. And yeah, this looks really cool. I did knock one of these gray pieces off, so I had to replace that over here to get the full exit look. But besides that, this looks just really cool. It has the turbo lift that I could turn around. You can take Luke out, and he still spins pretty well on this. Obviously, you could easily knock him off, but it gives him more of a sturdy base and this entire area to swing around. The Dark Troopers can be pushed back, and that keeps this function in. Because I was originally going to try and see if I could figure out a way to keep it like this. Maybe have a thing that was open where maybe have the side open or something. I wasn't fully sure where this was going to be popping out of the side, but I decided to do it just side to side because that was going to be way more complicated to figure out. And in theory, if you wanted to, I am not going to be doing this, but this is an idea. You could buy a third one, have it set kind of this way to close off the end, and then you take these off. You build it similar here, but instead of having this gap over here, you have this covered off by tiles. You can then just move the Dark Troopers by themselves. And then you have this alternate option to, if you want to keep this play feature in for the kind of or for display, because this is a nice display model also. You can then use most of the pieces here to build the entrance to the bridge. And then if you have Moff Gideon's light cruiser, or you can just get the sticker sheet to that, you could add the table in and make the bridge in to add characters like Bo-Katan, Fennec Shand, Mando, Grogu, Moff Gideon, and then just some Imperials laying around the bridge. But just for simplicity, I really like this. I love how it, perfectly complements each other on each side. And although in the show, I think you only see the bridge going off, there's a path this way. I just obviously made it symmetrical so someone could also go off this way. Yeah, honestly, I really like this. And then you do have a second Luke Skywalker you would get with this, because you would get 3 more Dark Troopers, and then if you have the light cruiser, you would also have a 7th, which I think gives you a nice setup display for this. But what I recommend is just turning him into Grand Master Skywalker. You can put him with Mara Jade, who I showed how to build also. I'll try to also link that in the top. But this Luke looks nice with her. I just gave him the basic Luke hair, which, funny enough, I can't remember which set it was, but someone got it, and it came with an extra duplicate of this, and I was like, oh, that'd be great for the Dark Trooper set, especially if I get a second one, so I can put it on Luke. But yeah, Luke would wear usually dark robes in Legends, so you can put him alongside his wife, Mara. Although he doesn't usually have a glove on, you can just switch his to a regular skin-colored hand. And yeah, so you get a nice, alternate figure, which just needs a hairpiece change, and maybe a hand change. But yeah, honestly, this looks really awesome. If you can find one of these at a store, I would definitely try a Barnes & Noble, because that's a great place to find Lego, since no one decides to look there. But yeah, I'm really satisfied with this, and as I said in my weekly update, I was only going to show stuff I was satisfied. And the one thing I really didn't like initially was when I combined the two together, I didn't like there was 2 spinning areas here. I just thought that looked off. I thought it would look a lot better if there was one in the center. And obviously, if you want to, you can just take the 2 and kind of combine them together, although you'd have to build a central corridor over here, because there's this little area that pops out. And that's one of the things I did. I removed a piece from over here, so there was an opening. Put that in, and there was a smaller one over here, I think, that I switched around. And it was like a 1x3 or something that filled in that one small gap I mentioned, which is why there was that opening there. And then I was able to, make this back solid and be able to combine the 2, because there's a little 2 studs that kind of hang off the end for the design to kind of represent the rest of the hallway going on. But obviously, since I built the rest of that hallway, and the only thing you really need to change is putting this sticker on this side. You don't have to, but I think it's just a nice little detail. Plus, if you build the secondary turbo lift, you'll use all the stickers. But there's also a second option you can do, as I said. You can get the larger cylinder pieces. You obviously need a bunch of bigger pieces. But you can build a larger turbo lift here. And looking at the Death Star set over here, that's 2... I'd say probably about maybe 6 studs, so I'll probably take up this entire area. Maybe it's 8, because I'm kind of looking from the top side. So I may have accidentally counted that, but let's say it'd be about here. It would go a lot wider, but you'd be able to take two of these and place them. I'm not sure if there's anything in between. There probably is. But you should probably be able to get something that fits up to here. You place two of the sticker sheets on that, and you'd have this. You could just knock this area out. And then have that. It'll be able to turn around. And that's nice. And then also for the top, I was trying to figure out a good design. Because obviously these walls need to be sturdy enough, and then have this little bit of overhang. I did remove some stuff from here. I didn't need to fill that back in with 1x2 plates, but I originally had some hanging pieces here, but then I took them off so I could build a turbo lift door. But yeah, ultimately this looks really cool. It's honestly something I was really impressed by doing, and it's a really fun and simple project if you want to do it yourself. All you need is obviously two of these sets, which they're hard to find now since they're retired. And I was always intending to do this, but it was just, I'll get it next time. And I was like, oh, they retired. And I was watching The Mandalorian a few days. I was like, man, I wish I got a second one. I was at Barnes & Noble and found one. I was like, you know what? There was multiple there. I was like, you know, I'll just get one more because I really wanted to do this. In theory, you can buy 4 of them and create a full hallway. But assuming you can't buy them for retail price, I think that's like $120, and I don't think you want to be spending that much on just recreating this scene to be as long as possible. And in theory, you can do that infinitely. You just have to either find a way to get this to integrate where it slides under the floor, or just remove this from everything but the inside, the final one of the hallway. But yeah, honestly, I want to know what you think. Because this was a really fun little project, and wow, this is a lot longer than I thought it would be. I thought this would be like a 3-minute video. It's like going on 13 minutes now. Well, it's like 12, like 20, but with the outro and everything, it'll be like 13 minutes, an intro. But yeah, I want to know what you think. Please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next episode of Legends and Theories.
Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.